Marcus's tenant calling me back. Hi, Ms. Torres? Hi, Ms. Torres?
Sorry, I had to pick up a call.
No, I understand. Now, understand, who do you complain to over there? Because a lot of people told me they complain to the landlord himself, and he doesn't answer any calls. There's a company that...
The problem is, for the past years, we used to complain to the landlord because there was nobody,
Is your landlord... I have your landlord listed as...
As from earlier this year, he wrote to all the tenants and said he has hired these urban property management people to manage this building. So if we have any problem, we should call them and, complain to them because they are managing the property now. So before then, we used to complain to the landlord and you would call him and he won't pick up and you leave message. I mean, not everybody in the building, some of the people in the building, when you leave message to him, he will call back. I for instance, was one of those that when I left message for him, he would call back, but and I'll complain and he'll tell me whatever he has to tell me. And some of the people would complain that when they call him, he doesn't call back and he's rude and all that. But I don't really...
They said he was rude?
Some of them are actually rude. There is no need, when you're complaining about something, there is no need to, be angry and say nasty things to your landlord. And that makes him angry. And I don't know, I can't use the word angry because I'm not in his head. But he wouldn't pick up some of the calls. But I know when I used to call him, he will pick up. But the thing is, whatever you complain about wouldn't be solved anyway.
Oh, okay. Now, I have it listed, the landlord adaptation. With the landlord you call, would that be Marcus Griffith you was calling?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I do see a long list here. I mean, I was amazed at how this has been going back, some of these complaints, over 10 years that haven't been addressed. Have you ever complained to the City of Mount Vernon?
Yes, I have.
And have they taken any action?
It had to do with heat. When I brought my baby home from hospital for the first time, it was winter, and there was no heat. There was no heat in the house, and I kept complaining to him, and he would come to my house, come to my bedroom, he would come to all the rooms, and he would just go back, and nothing would be done. And then one day, I called the city, and I complained to the city that this is what is happening, and I've bought myself electric heater just to keep it warm here, but I pay electricity, and so
your electric bill must be very expensive.
Right, it's really expensive. I mean, the whole house, there is no heat, and you can't do anything about it. And so I complained, and whoever I spoke with said she had had a previous complaint about the same heating problem. I haven't complained about hot water before, even though I know sometimes you don't have hot water, but that's not so much of a problem because, you can always boil water to use, so I don't complain about that. The most important thing that I complained was the heat, and that I know every year we're going to go through that. So every year we get prepared for that. Even before the winter starts, we know that's going to be a problem. We're going to go through that.
Wow. How long have you lived in the building?
The rest of the things, like I said, if I have any problem, I just call somebody to come fix it and I pay. It's an old building. I mean, it's an old building, so we try as much as possible to keep. For instance, I'm very clean sweep, so I don't want to see any, dirty things, and so I try to keep my apartment as clean as possible, and that means I have to hire somebody to come fix it or, do it for me and pay, because there is no need complaining. It's of no use to me anymore.
Well, some of the people were complaining that... Right.
The heat is a major concern because you can pay all these high connections for $300, $250, because the whole day you have to put on, and it's even not safe. With children around, these electric heaters are not safe. because you set it down and it's hot. It's a hot surface.
Well, many houses burned down last year in Mount Vernon. I mean, there was about at least 3 or 4 fires because of that very reason. There was no heat, and the boiler wasn't broken, and they used the heat. And what happens is they overload, the current overloads the electrical system because it only can handle but so much current. Those electric heaters draw a lot of electricity, and if you have 3 or 4 of them running, and let's say another apartment has 3 or 4, another apartment, I mean, that's a danger of having a fire in that building.
Yeah, what can you do, you know?
Well, I understand now. When the landlord...
We work hard to pay for this apartment, which is really expensive. I mean, there are some people living here that don't pay as much. But those of us that moved in recently pays a lot of money for apartment, and you can get whatever you want. And it's frustrating, but what can you do?
Now, do you have a super? Is there a super?
Especially now that he has given it to the management people. I think, all in all, well, I haven't been, like I said, I haven't been here too much, so I don't know the complaints that, you know. But as for roaches and mice, and it's no surprise at all. I mean, you can be sitting here, you see a mouse just pass by you, roaches all over. And no matter what you try to do, they'll come from the other apartments and come to your apartment.
No, I understand. Now, is there a super that lives in the building?
No.
Okay, because you know it's required by law. Once a building has over 16 units, and I believe your building has 17 units, it is required by law that the super must live at the premises. So if there was a super that lived there, a lot of these problems would be alleviated, and you would get faster service. Now, the company, I spoke...
that is supposed to clean the building, that's supposed to clean the floor, I think once every week on Saturday. But I don't know if she's a super or not, because she's not living in the basement of the building, and she's living in one of our apartments, and you can't go to her and tell her the building is dirty or the building is, you know, whatever. So basically, Marcus is our landlord and he is our super. You just call him. And now that we have the management, you know, you just pick up the phone and complain to the management.
Now, does the management, have you ever dealt with the management company? I spoke with a lady today who said have you spoken with the management company before?
Yes, I have. I've complained to the management.
How are they? Are they better than Marcus?
One about rodents in my apartment, roaches and mouse in my apartment, and the other one about you know, before they had the management, we used to mail our checks to the checks of the apartment to Marcus.
Okay.
That's before he hired his management people. And then when he hired his management people, I got a letter from them that I owed them 5,000 something. Meanwhile, every month I pay my rent religiously every month. So I called them and I said, what is this bill that you have just sent to me? And they said if I had any problem, I should call Marcus. So I called Marcus and I said, Marcus, what? You sent me a bill of about 5,000 something. You know, the apartment for about 5 years and over, and I haven't 5 months and over, and I haven't, you know. So I said that to him, and I said, if you can tell me whichever month you think I didn't make those payments, then I'll bring proof to you that I made those payments. And he said, no, well, you have to go get your statement. And I said, no, that's not how it's done.
So he did not have
an apartment for more than 5 months without making payment, making payment. You, the landlord, you're supposed to even ask me. You're supposed to call and find out why haven't you made payment for such a long time. You don't sit and you tell me to bring statements from last year. It means you don't even keep records of our money. So you go to your records and find out when you thought I didn't make those payments, and then bring it to tell me this month and that month. So I called the management and I told them the same thing, and they said, okay, they're going to get the records and bring it to me. For the past 3 months, I've been calling them every day, asking them for whatever records, whenever they thought I didn't, and they still never bothered.